Thanksgiving travel can be chaotic for all of us, especially if your kids are in tow. But this morning, we're helping you keep the holidays safe and sane as much as we possibly can, right? Welcome back, Dr. Michael Glazier, pediatrician and chief medical officer at Bluebird Kids Health. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Early Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're less than 2 weeks out.
We have a tremendous week that we're heading into.
Yeah.
I am excited for Thanksgiving. I think all parents are excited. I think, as we approach Thanksgiving, it's really important for people to remember what the holiday is.
Right.
Particularly as the chaos starts to ensue.
Yeah.
So the holiday represents a time for gratitude. It's also a time for togetherness. That togetherness is family, but that's also friends as well. And it's a time to promote giving.
Right.
And as parents, we have an obligation to not just model that behavior, but to involve our kids as well.
I was going to say, it starts from the top down, and I think when parents get stressed out, that really does permeate the whole household. So, especially if you're hosting, and maybe that's supposed to be fun, right? But that becomes a stress ball.
Absolutely. It's super easy to be distracted. But if we always remember in the back of our mind, we're here to celebrate these things and promote gratitude. And the interesting thing is, whether it's just simply acknowledging the men and women who are servicing our country overseas, or bringing something like baked cookies to the elderly neighbor next door, that act of giving and gratitude is beneficial not just for the recipient, but the giver as well.
Right.
So studies show that the act of giving actually releases chemicals. So it releases serotonin and dopamine and oxytocin, which help actually us attain a feeling of contentment, and that's true for our kids too.
Right.
And so this is a time to kind of focus on that, but then also a time to get through the chaos of the holiday.
Yeah, and maybe bring them in on that. If you're bringing over baked goods to a neighbor, or you're doing something nice for somebody else, to include them in it too, right? So they don't just see it, but they participate.
Absolutely. Have them help bake the cookies, have them walk the cookies over themselves, depending on their age.
Yeah.
But they absolutely need to be an active participant. But getting towards that travel week,
yes.
I think the number one thing as parents is we have to set our expectations, and there's no such thing as the perfect travel day.
For anybody, whether you have kids or not.
And we have to expect and accept that there's going to be delays. Whether we're traveling by plane, train, bus, or automobile, we're going to be part of a mass kind of discordant migration, and everyone else is doing it. I think if you are traveling by car or by plane, I think movement breaks, incorporating those, are incredibly important for kids. So if you're traveling by plane, try and resist that pre-boarding section, because that just extends your time in the aircraft with the kids.
That's a good point.
Try and get them to run around before they get on the plane. When you're traveling by car, those rest stops are there for a reason. Get out at a rest stop, plan it, and let them run around. That goes a long way towards child sanity and parent sanity as well.
Yeah.
And snacks are key. A hungry child is a cranky child, and a cranky child tends to have meltdowns more frequently. And the truth is, that's not just kids, that's us as adults too.
Right, hangry.
Yeah.
We get hangry as well.
Absolutely. So bring healthy snacks, bring crackers, bring cheese sticks, bring fruit. Don't bring things that if they spill in your car or they spill in the plane, that they're going to live there forever.
Right.
So those are things like chips and popcorn that you're going to be seeing for years on end.
What would you say about schedule? Because this is the time of year where kids enjoy a little break from school too, right? And bedtime maybe is a little bit more lax, and other things kind of go by the wayside. But the structure is really important for kids.
Structure and consistency is tremendously important for kids, and really challenging this time. So as parents, we need to have some flexibility, for our kids, but we also have to have flexibility with the other adults that we're with.
Right.
And take that time to say, listen, we've actually got to go now, or we've got to put the kids to bed, because it is super important for them.
Yeah. Got it, and we all need to get our rest as well. Parents, this is we can all take these tips.
Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely.
Age as well.
Yeah.
Practice our gratitude. Maybe get to bed on time too, and just keep your mental sanity, because it starts from the top. So when you lose control, expect the kids to as well. You guys are expanding throughout Florida, so just remind us on how people can find Bluebird.
Yeah, so super excited. Bluebird Kids Health, we're now practicing in Broward County, Palm Beach County, and Duval County. We hope to come to Tampa soon. And we're just excited for the high quality care that we give to kids.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. Thanks so much. We're grateful for you this holiday season as well.
Well, have an excellent Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's send things over to meteorologist James Gregorio, who's keeping an eye on the fog this morning. Dr. Glazer said he didn't see it coming in, which is the good news, but we have patchy spots out there.
Yeah, we do. So,